for this free Amazon $60 free Amazon gift card. All you gotta do is just continue watching this video, and when you do redeem the Amazon gift card code, be sure to do so in the checkout aisle. Once again, folks, thank you for your support, and here is the code for the Amazon $60 Amazon free gift card. Extra money is going to be claimed right now, and the IRS has confirmed that millions of people are missing out on about $1,000. It's due to not claiming crisis era tax credits, and it's not too late to receive this relief. And also, as we progress through the 2023 tax season, Americans have their eyes on a potential tax refund, but getting money back from the government can actually be a double-edged sword, because according to several tax experts, earning a large tax refund may mean that you give the IRS an interest-free loan throughout the course of the year, instead of putting that money to work for you in other ways. The majority of people who file a U.S. tax return from the year end up getting a refund. For the 2021 tax year, though, it involved a tax return filed in 2022. U.S. individual taxpayers logged an average federal refund of $1,800, and there's only a month left to file your federal income taxes, unless you live in Alabama, California, or Georgia. In the 8 weeks since the IRS started accepting tax returns, the agency has already processed 63 million returns and issued almost 50 million tax refunds. If you filed early, you might be wondering when you're going to get a refund. And the good news is that 90% of eligible taxpayers should get the refunds within 3 weeks of filing. Setting up direct deposit for your tax refund speeds things up quite a bit, and paper checks can take 6 to 8 weeks to arrive by the mail. The quickest way to monitor your tax refunds with the IRS, whereas my refund page, which also lets you know if your return has been rejected because of the errors. But everybody know this, the earliest early birds who filed a tax return in January might have been frustrated to learn that by law, the IRS couldn't issue the refunds until mid-February if they claimed the earned income tax credit. Taxpayers who qualify for this credit will certainly find it to be well worth the wait when the refunds arrive much larger, and the earned income tax credit is a tax break for low to moderate income households. It's a refundable credit, which means that it can be used to reduce any tax bill you owe, and whatever is left over will come back to you as part of the refund. It's also important to remember a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, a ton of news about stimulus payments, a ton of news is here for you on stimulus checks. Joe Biden can do something about this. First of all, let's get into the most important news. It's that Social Security benefits, no matter what, play a major role for your retirement and for the older Americans especially. Now, there could be big changes on the horizon. Social Security is facing a shortfall that could be catastrophic, that is. The program is paying out more in benefits than it's receiving from taxes. If lawmakers don't find a solution soon, things could get nasty. There are several proposals on the table. Social Security benefits are funded primarily through payroll taxes. Workers pay into the program now, and the most of the money is paid out to the retirees. So let's not forget about that right now, though. These taxes are not even enough to pay out benefits in full. Just to cover Social Security, it has been dipping into its trust funds.
We'll have to start thinking about, at least, the looming debt limit deadline. Democrats' message: political brinksmanship could drive up costs for ordinary households. A recent analysis by the center-left think tank Third Way estimated that an actual default could result in the loss of 3 million jobs, a $20,000 drop in the average retirement savings, and a $130,000 increase in the cost of a mortgage. And Republicans argue this is all fear-mongering. House Budget Committee Chairman Jody Arrington tweeted, "Democrats and Republicans must seize this opportunity to rein in unsustainable spending and reorient the nation's fiscal trajectory before it is too late." Top Senate Republican Mitch McConnell cards instead. Now, Treasury started testing that out in the first round of payments a year ago. There's been a lot of concern about some of the fees that unbanked households have to pay to access their money. An analysis by the Brookings Institution found that the costs range from about $8 to as much as $195 for a family of 5. But guys, the challenge with the prepaid cards is that some people thought it was a scam and they didn't activate it right away. So officials say that the real card is a Visa and that the envelope would prominently display.
So folks, we got a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI and SDI. We have a lot of good news that you need to know about this video and about the fourth stimulus check, so continue watching. You don't want to miss out on this. New information has been released by the Social Security Administration as the cost of living continues to rise. Many economists are pushing for more relief, specifically for seniors and retirees. New plans have also been put forward to provide extra financial help to Americans. Beginning in January, retirees will already see a healthy increase in their monthly Social Security checks. Benefits are increasing by 8.7% based on the cost of living adjustment announced in October, and that's the largest hike since the all-time record of 11%. Senior Citizens League also said in a statement this year that a COLA of 8.7% is a lot. In fact, the cola has only risen about 7% 5 times since it was introduced in 1975. The 2022 cola in comparison was only 5.9%. Next year's increase represents the agency's attempt to keep up with ongoing inflation. The adjustment is determined annually by shifts in the Consumer Price Index, which charts year-over-year fluctuations for goods and services. Since 1975, everybody, Social Security benefits have been adjusted automatically each year based on fluctuations in inflation, as determined by the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. The Social Security Administration compares the average CPIW in 3 months of the third quarter of the current year to the same time frame in the year prior. One expert even told CNN News that COLA increase is a valuable feature that keeps retirees from truly being tied to a fixed income when managing expenses. The CPIW was also 8.5% in July and dipped down to 8.3%. And so with 2023 COLA, it's 8.7%. Predictions are fluctuating greatly each year, and the nonpartisan committee responsible for our budget estimated benefits would increase by much as 10.8%. So in July, the organization's senior policy director predicted that if inflation remained on its current trajectory, the increase would be 11% higher, the highest ever. And by August, Richard Johnson, director of the Retirement Policy Program, told American Rescue Plan that somewhere in the 9% range is probably a reasonable guess. The COLA goes into effect with December benefits, which appear in checks delivered in January 2023. Social Security payments are made on one owned family education loans. Now, the adjustment to student loan accounts will go toward helping borrowers get closer to forgiveness under the income-driven plans. And after this adjustment, people should be getting stimulus payments because the one-time payment adjustment helps to reverse some of the damage caused by loan services that did not properly track deferments or steer borrowers to roughly 180,000 working poor households who claim the state's earned income tax credit on the 2021 state tax returns. The state earned income tax credit currently is worth 30% of the federal credit and provides recipients an average benefit of $700. The one-time $300 bump Lamont and other Democrat-controlled legislature approved for earned income tax credit recipients effectively raised the state credit temporarily to 42% of the tax benefit. But tax reform advocates have been pushing for years to make permanent a child tax credit and enhance earned income tax credit program. The governor of the city wants to reassess the state's fiscal health after much of the $3 billion in federal crisis relief Connecticut received last year has been exhausted. Over the weekend, buyers paid a $5 a gallon, or roughly $100 to fill the tank, and gas prices have doubled since Biden took office. JP Morgan analysts predict $6 a gallon by August, and experts warn this crisis will continue even after Biden's term ends because he's dismantling fossil fuel production. There are now 20 states plus Washington, D.C. with averages of $5 or above. The highest price states remain California with a state average of $6.42 a gallon. 31% of the nation's 130,000 gas stations were already selling gas for more than $5 a gallon. There are stations and states where gas is cheaper, about